New York City was glowing with lights. Towering buildings, rushing cars, and a crowd of people could be seen everywhere. Among those millions of people lived a young man named Ryan. Ryan belonged to a middle-class family. His father worked in a car workshop, and his mother was a schoolteacher. Ryan himself was a college student and worked a part-time job to manage his expenses. Ryan was simple, yet full of dreams. His passion was writing stories. He often scribbled ideas and tales in his old notebook. On the other side of the city lived a girl named Olivia. Olivia was the daughter of a wealthy family. Her father was a successful businessman, and her mother was a fashion designer. Olivia had everything: luxury cars, a grand mansion, beautiful clothes, and fame. But peace was missing in her heart. She longed to meet someone who would value her true self, not her wealth. One day, Ryan had just finished his job and was waiting at the subway station. He held his notebook in his hand, and the crowd was heavy. Suddenly, his shoulder bumped into a girl, and the notebook slipped to the ground. As Ryan bent down to pick it up, he saw Olivia standing in front of him. She picked up the notebook and said, "Oh, sorry. Is this yours?" Ryan took it from her shyly. "Yes, thank you. This is mine." Olivia smiled and said, "You write? That's nice. I enjoy reading too. You should show me sometime." Ryan was surprised but only replied, "Maybe someday." Just then, the train arrived. Olivia waved and got on, while Ryan tucked the moment deep inside his heart. A few days later, Ryan was sitting in a cafe, writing in his notebook. To his surprise, Olivia walked in with her friends. She was laughing and chatting, but after her friends left, she came straight to Ryan's table. "Looks like we've met again. I guess this is fate," Olivia said. Ryan smiled. "Maybe it is." They talked for a long time that day. Olivia was drawn to Ryan's simplicity, while Ryan admired Olivia's charm. In the weeks that followed, they grew closer. They often went to Central Park, sat in small cafes, and spent hours talking. Ryan would share his stories, and Olivia would listen with genuine interest. One day Olivia said, "Ryan, do you know something? Everyone around me pretends. But you're genuine, and that's what I like most about you." Ryan only smiled, but a new feeling was quietly taking root in his heart. One night, the two of them stood on Brooklyn Bridge, gazing at the city lights. Olivia whispered, "I wish this moment would never end." Ryan gathered his courage and said, "Olivia, I don't think I can see you as just a friend anymore. You've taken a special place in my heart." Olivia stayed silent for a moment, then looked into his eyes and smiled. "I feel the same way." It was the most beautiful moment of their lives. But neither of them knew that their love was about to be tested, because Olivia's world and Ryan's world were so very different. The love between Olivia and Ryan had transformed their lives. They wanted to live every moment together. But as time passed, challenges began to creep into their relationship. Olivia's parents soon realized that their daughter was spending time with a boy from a middle-class family. One evening at the dinner table, her father said sternly, "Olivia, we're worried about your future. A boy like Ryan can't give you the life you deserve. He isn't up to our standards." Olivia gathered her courage and replied, "Dad, Ryan is honest and kind-hearted. He truly loves me." Her father's voice grew sharper. "Love doesn't pay the bills. Life isn't built on dreams alone." Olivia fell silent, but her love for Ryan only grew stronger. On the other side, Ryan also knew how different Olivia's world was from his own. He often felt weighed down by his job and financial struggles. One day, he told Olivia, "Olivia, I'm afraid your parents will never accept me. I can't give you a wealthy life." Olivia immediately held his hand. "Ryan, I don't need wealth. I only need you." Ryan felt a sense of relief, though deep down he knew the road ahead would not be easy. A few weeks later, Olivia had to attend an important business party and asked Ryan to come with her. He wore his simple jacket, but the room was filled with people in expensive suits and glittering jewelry. Eyes turned toward Ryan with judgment. Some whispered to each other. He felt completely out of place in Olivia's world. After the party, Ryan told her, "Did you see the way everyone looked at me? I don't belong in your world." Olivia grew upset. "Ryan, I don't care about what others think. But why are you doubting your own worth?" It was their first big fight. Silence followed, and a crack appeared in their hearts. As time went on, the small arguments grew. Ryan often felt hopeless about his circumstances, while Olivia tried to hold everything together. But the pressure only intensified. One day, Ryan said softly, "Maybe we need some time apart." Tears welled up in Olivia's eyes. "Do you want to end this?" Ryan sighed. "No, but I don't want you to suffer because of me." Olivia lowered her head and said nothing. Days later, Olivia's parents began talking to her about another marriage proposal. She refused, but the pressure kept mounting. Ryan, too, started meeting her less often because of his job and financial troubles. Finally, one evening Olivia met Ryan with tears in her eyes. "Ryan, maybe this isn't meant to be. We love each other, but the world won't let us stay together." Ryan's heart shattered, but he forced a smile. "If you'll be happy, then that's enough for me." The moment felt like the end of everything. They hugged tightly one last time, said goodbye, and their beautiful bond broke apart. But love never truly ends. In Olivia's heart, Ryan's sincerity kept echoing. And in Ryan's heart, Olivia's smile was carved forever. Olivia's life had entered a great trial. She was the daughter of a wealthy family, but her love for Ryan had made her realize that true happiness was not in money, but in someone's sincerity. Yet circumstances had pulled them apart. Ryan was entangled in his dreams and responsibilities. He had always told Olivia that one day he would make everything better for them, but for now his pockets were empty and his heart was heavy. Olivia's parents would never accept this relationship at any cost. Days passed and Olivia heard nothing from Ryan. She called, but Ryan deliberately avoided answering. Deep inside, he believed that being with him would cost Olivia far too much. He didn't want her to sacrifice her world and family just to suffer for him. But for Olivia, it was unbearable. She thought, if love doesn't require sacrifice, then what is the meaning of love? Without Ryan, she felt incomplete. One evening, after searching for him, she arrived at Ryan's apartment. When he opened the door, their eyes filled with tears. Olivia said, "Why are you leaving me like this? Was our love so weak?" With a trembling voice, Ryan replied, "Olivia, you know how much I love you, but your family will never accept us. I don't want you to give up your happiness for me." Olivia held his hand and said, "That should be my decision, Ryan. I chose you, not the wealth or honor my parents have." But Ryan's heart turned to stone. Slowly, he let go of Olivia's hand and said, "Sometimes the greatest sacrifice in love is leaving the one you love the most." Tears streamed down Olivia's face. In that moment, she realized this separation was not temporary, it might be forever. When Olivia heard Ryan's words, her world felt shattered. She left his apartment, but the emptiness inside her only grew deeper. For days, she sat silently in her room, stopped eating, and lost her laughter. Her parents thought that with time she would forget everything, but Ryan's love lived in her heart like a shadow. On the other hand, Ryan also found no peace. He buried himself in work day and night, yet every moment Olivia's memory haunted him. He kept wondering, was I right or wrong to let her go? Months passed. One day, Olivia agreed to go to a party with her friends. The gathering was grand, but nothing touched her heart. Suddenly, someone came near and spoke. It was Ryan's old friend. Smiling, he said, "Olivia, do you know Ryan still says your name? He says you were his greatest strength." Hearing this, Olivia's heart skipped a beat. At that moment, she realized Ryan had left her not out of lack of love, but out of fear of circumstances. She decided she would no longer remain silent. The next day, Olivia went to Ryan. He was working hard in his workshop, his face weary with exhaustion. When he saw her, his eyes filled with tears. Olivia spoke firmly. "Ryan, I can't endure this anymore. You left me thinking my family would stop me. But the truth is, it's my life to live, and my life is incomplete without you. Ryan stood silent, shame and love shining in his eyes. Olivia stepped forward, took his hand, and said, "Love doesn't mean we run away in fear. Love means we face every hardship together." Hearing these words, the fear inside Ryan broke. He pulled Olivia into his arms, and their tears fell onto each other's shoulders. From that day on, they decided to stay together, no matter how hard life became. Olivia confronted her parents. At first, they resisted, but eventually they saw how deep and genuine Ryan's love was. With time, Ryan built a life through his hard work, and Olivia stood beside him always. They promised never to leave each other again. In the end, their story proved one truth. True love neither looks at wealth nor circumstances. It only sees the heart.